Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to upload another interesting and informative video lecture related to documentation for CSC scholarship applicants. And this video is very helpful for all the students who have just completed their 16th years of education or just completed their 18th years of education, and they are going to apply for next intake 2022 for Chinese Govt Scholarship. So I have just prepared a tentative draft in order to explain my each and every documentation step by step. Okay, let me share screen with all of you. Okay, dear students, let me explain the significance of today's lecture. First of all, this video is helpful for all the students who have just completed their bachelor's degree, who have just completed their master's degree, or those students who are in their final semester, in 7th semester or 8th semester, and they are going to apply for Chinese Govt Scholarship for next intake that is going to place in January 2022. The students that are willing to apply for Chinese Govt Scholarship, they must have some tentative documentation before putting his or her application on Chinese Govt Scholarship portal or university portal. So today I'm going to address and I'm going to explain a brief and informative information related to documentation, how we can prepare documentation before putting our application, what are necessary documents, what are their significance. So dear students, I have just prepared a draft having some checklist with the relevant documentation and their names. So I will try to explain one by one. So first of all, I need to explain from start. Whenever we are going to start our application on Chinese Govt Scholarship portal or Chinese university portal, we must have valid passport. I need to explain a little bit about this, what actually means by valid passport and what is the significance. Whenever we are going to apply for any international opportunity, basically our passport number is our identity. So each student must have latest and valid passport before start or before putting his or her application on CSC portal or Chinese university portal. So it is very compulsory to note that if someone's passport is going to expire within a few months after the deadline of application, I strongly recommend to that student to kindly renew his passport before starting his application, because it can be problematic if your passport will be expired and then you need to change your passport on a later stage of your application process. So I strongly recommend you to have a valid passport with almost 6 months to 1 year validity, and its expiry should be at least 6 months to 1 year at least, so that you can apply easily on scholarship portal as well as Chinese Govt Scholarship portal. So it should not be like that if someone's passport is going to expire within a week, he's going to use that passport number. I strongly recommend you not to use this practice commonly. So try to renew your passport and try to apply with your valid passport with having at least 6 months to at least 1 year validity. And next thing is about the passport size picture. This is equally important and compulsory documentation and document that a student must have before putting his or her application on CSC portal on any particular Chinese university portal. Passport picture size and its memory should be like 100 KB is enough. You can resize your passport size picture. You should have your clear face, and it should be like decent, and a lot of students know that in our country like Pakistan we have a passport size picture, and we have blue and white background like that. You can use that passport size picture as well, but you must have a passport size picture with the memory of 100 KB. And if your memory of your picture is a little bit higher, you can use different scaling application, the instrument, in order to keep it in 100 KB size format. It is also compulsory document for putting a Chinese Govt Scholarship application or Chinese university scholarship or university portal as well. So next third is about the recommendation letter. recommendation letters are also one of the compulsory documents that each Chinese university or Chinese scholarship portal requires compulsory as a documentation. So I have already prepared how we can get the recommendation letter and what are the tentative steps. You can go to simply my YouTube channel. You can check that how to get two recommendation letter and from which faculty member we can get these recommendation letters. So for this point of view, I need to explain that you must have at least two recommendation letter from one assistant professor. It can be from associate professor, it can be from professor, but not less than that of assistant professor. And fourth one is basically physical examination form for foreigners. It is very important, and a lot of people think that it is some medical certificate, it is some medical examination. Physical foreign examination performer, or you can say that the form is basically the compulsory document that Chinese government scholarship portal needs as a compulsory documentation. How we can get it? You can easily get a physical foreign examination form from Chinese government scholarship as well as from university website as well. So you need to just fill your basic necessary information on that form, and you need to sign that particular form from any MBBS government doctor. So you don't need to get your medical certificate. You don't need to get some medical reports. So it is a little bit confusing. A lot of people try to confuse about it. So it is just a formality, because a student must have foreign physical examination form before putting his or her application on Chinese government scholarship portal or any Chinese university portal. So a student must just need to download the foreign physical examination form, and he need to put his basic information. Rest of things will be completed or filled by that particular MBBS doctor. That doctor must have his valid stamp. He must be a part of some government hospital. So only that person can sign, and only that person can stamp your physical foreign examination form. So fifth one is quite important and interesting. That is about study plan and or research proposal. I need to explain. I have already prepared a video about how to make an effective study plan and how to make an effective research proposal. And you can easily get these information from my YouTube channel. So study plan is basically a compulsory document for MS applicants for 18 years of education. Those students who have just completed their 16 years of education, they are going to apply for MS or MPhil program. They must have study plan, and this is compulsory documentation. And next thing is about research proposal. Research proposal is compulsory documentation required for PhD applicants. I have already put it information and brief video explanation related to how to write a research proposal effectively. It can be easy. If you just try to go to my YouTube channel, you can watch it. So study plan and research proposal is one of the key and important documentation, compulsory documentation, that can lead your application towards success, and that can lead your application towards rejection. So I strongly recommend you to work hard on study plan, to work hard on making effective research proposal on some latest topic. And sixth one is about notarization. Very important and very compulsory to explain this type of documentation, especially when I'm going to talk about notarization. What actually means by notarization, notarizations, and why we need to get our documents notarized, and from where we can get notarization of our particular documents like master's degree or master's your transcript, like a bachelor's degree or bachelor's transcript. So notarization is basically one of the key and compulsory documents that student must have before putting his or her application on Chinese government scholarship portal and on the university portal as well. Now I need to explain from where, how we can get notarized our documentation. One person can easily go to his public kachari office, like I'm living in Borewala, I'm living in Saiwal or Chichawatni, like I'm working in Lahore as well. I just need to go to public kachari office, and I need to find a notary public person. He must have two kind of stamps, like triangle stamp or like circle stamp. depending upon the type of notarization stamp, that person can notarize your documents. And I need to explain more important thing, that we don't need to notarize our original transcript, our original degree. We just need to notarize photocopies of what? Photocopies of our degree, photocopies of our what transcript. I strongly recommend you, whenever you are going to visit a notary public office, you must have at least 3 photocopies of your transcript, 3 photocopies of your degree, latest degree, and it should be clear, and you need to notarize. And I think normally typical person charge 25 rupees per documentation in order to notarize your transcript or degree. Never try to pay too much. So these are some tentative information related to notarization. So I just try to explain from where we can notarize our master degree, and from where we can notarize from our transcript degree as well. So it is very important to know. And if someone is working out of his native city, he can just simply visit notary public office and can get easily stamp and can get easily notarization of his documentations. So now I'm going to address an important issue in this video tutorial related to documentation, because there are a lot of students, they don't have a degree while they are going to apply on Chinese government portal, on some university portal, and there are some certain students, they don't have, they completed their degree requirements. So what is basically the scenario for those students who have just completed their degree and they don't have their final terminal degree in their hand? And for those students who are in their final year, they can apply for Chinese government scholarship, or they are eligible for Chinese government scholarship. This is one of the key question. There are a lot of people need to know about it. So I need to explain. So first of all, yes, all the students who have just completed their degree and they don't have now final terminal degree, but they have their transcript, they are eligible for Chinese government scholarship. They can apply. And second answer, if students who are currently enrolled in 7th semester or 8th semester, are they eligible for Chinese government scholarship? Yes, definitely. All the students who are in 7th semester, all the students who are in 8th semester, definitely they are eligible for putting application on Chinese government scholarship, and they are eligible for putting their application on Chinese university. But they need to do some work. They need to make some proper documentation. I need to explain now. Like if I'm going to say, I need to explain the provisional certificate. Let me explain first thing. Like if I'm graduated right now, I have a transcript, but I'm a student, I like student who is waiting for his final degree. And I haven't degree in my hand right now, and I'm going to put my application on some certain university, international university portal. What I need to replace my documentation compulsion, like if I don't have degree in my hand, that is basically the provisional certificate. I need to explain. A provisional certificate is basically for those students who have just completed their degree requirement and they are waiting for their final degree, and it is little bit delayed, or some due to COVID process and some other clerical problems, and they need to get a provisional certificate. Provisional certificate is like a kind of documentation that basically explain that this particular student has completed all the degree requirement. He is waiting for his official degree, and that is not being issued right now. So the students who have just completed their degree, they have valid transcript, they can apply for provisional certificate, and that provisional certificate can be used in place of final degree requirement. Now, I'm going to explain for those students who are in their final semester and they are in 7th semester and they are enrolled in 8th semester and they don't have transcript, they don't have any kind of degree, because we know that when student is in final year, he don't have both these documentations, like I need to explain, he don't have transcript, he don't have official degree. So what documentation he must have in order to pursue, in order to continue his degree requirement, in application requirement, that is basically the hope certificate. Hope certificate and the provisional certificate, both are the certificates are being issued on the request of a student who is currently enrolled in any particular university in his current country. So a student having hope certificate can definitely pursue his application on Chinese Govt Scholarship portal as well as on Chinese University portal. So I just try to focus the two mainly questions that a student must have in their mind when they are going to apply for any opportunity like master's admission or for PhD admissions, and they are thinking we don't have degree, we don't have valid transcript, and we are currently in progress state. What we need to do, I just explain, I just need to answer these questions. So I hope this information is very helpful for all the students who have just completed their degree and they're waiting for degree document, and for all the students who are currently in the final semester. Now, seventh one is what? Seventh one is basically CV, a detailed and brief CV. I think being a student, a final year student or a graduate student, each student must have a detailed CV. And it is very helpful and it is very useful before the completion of your degree, during the process of your graduation. You must have a brief detailed CV, like what you have completed your project, what is your research direction, what kind of tools you have, command, whatever you want. It should be a complete detailed CV, and it is optional documentation. I'm not going to say that it's compulsory documentation. I'm just saying that it is optional, but a student must have. Eighth one is basically the acceptance letter, very important documentation. And I believe that I have already prepared a video and put a video on my YouTube channel, how we can get acceptance letter, how we can write to some particular professor in order to get a tentative acceptance letter. But acceptance letter, once again, is not compulsory documentation. I need to address this information. A lot of students don't know that. They believe that if they don't have acceptance letter, they can never get or they can never avail the scholarship. It's not true. I have seen a lot of students, they have document like acceptance letter and their applications were not successful. And I have seen a lot of students who don't have acceptance letter and their applications were successfully accepted and they are availing scholarship in China. So it is totally dependent upon your luck and totally dependent upon the type and the quality of your study plan, research proposal, and other documentation like your CGPA, like your publication, like your experience, and like you have some other achievement during your educational career. So I'm just going to explain that acceptance letter is not compulsory, but it is optional. It can increase the number of chances of selection. So ninth one is basically the no criminal record, or simply in terms of local language is basically the police clearance certificate. Nowadays and onwards, Chinese government has made this documentation compulsory, and a student must have non-criminal record or police clearance certificate before putting his or her application on Chinese Govt Scholarship or university portal as well. And I need to explain, whenever you are going to make your police clearance certificate, try to apply for this certificate at least 1 month ago, because the validity of this piece of clearance certificate is about 180 days. And if you will try to get before before earlier of your application, this documentation can be expired. So try to apply and try to get police clearance certificate period to 1 month ago of your application process, but it is compulsory document. If you don't have this correct non-criminal record certificate or police clearance certificate, your application will remain incomplete. So you must have left, like if some university deadline is going to start from January, so I strongly recommend to apply for this police clearance certificate in November. You can start for end of November and December, but don't try to get this police clearance certificate 6 months before or 1 year before, because it will not remain valid. So it is compulsory document a student must have. 10th one is English proficiency letter, and it is also one of the compulsory documents that a student must have. And I have already explained a brief information about the English proficiency letter, what are the parts and how we can get English proficiency letter. This piece of paper can somehow minimize the requirements of IELTS and TOEFL and other language barrier as well. So it is considered as one of the compulsory documents before putting your application on Chinese Govt Scholarship or university portal as well. 11th one is about IELTS, TOEFL and other like thing. I believe so that there are very few universities, they have IELTS or TOEFL requirement, but in case of most of universities, they don't have IELTS or TOEFL or other English language certification for as a compulsion, as a compulsory documents. There can be some certain universities like top ranked universities of China, like the Shangu, like it can be Peking, Zhejiang, they have top ranking all over the world. They can claim for IELTS and they can claim for some proficiency like language proficiency, TOEFL test, etc. But most of, like if I'm going to explain 10 university, if I can apply in 10 university, among 10 university, 8 university don't have this documentation as a compulsory documents. So if you have IELTS valid scores like 6.5 band, it can definitely increase, it can definitely strengthen your application, your number of chances of selection. But if you don't have IELTS or if you don't have the TOEFL test, your English proficiency letter can work well in that place. And 12th one is about HSK certification. And it is also compulsory documentation for those students who are going to select their major medium of instruction in Chinese language. Because we have seen that still in China, there are a lot of universities that are going to offer their major in Chinese instruction. A few years ago, there was not so much repulsion and compulsion related to HSK level like 5. But nowadays, if you are going to apply for any program that has Chinese medium of instruction, you must have valid HSK certification, HSK 5. Without it, your application will be considered as incomplete. So I strongly recommend to try to find such universities. They are going to offer your major in English medium instruction. Next, 13 and last one is about sporting documents. It is very important. I need to explain briefly about this. What are the sporting documents? And these documents are once again optional, not compulsory. Like if someone is working in some currently in teaching sector, if someone is working in some research domain, and if someone has some publication, etc., and other like achievements, what he need to do? He need to prepare a one PDF file with the name of sporting documents, and he need to merge all your file, like your experience certificate, your publication, like your achievement, like your professional, whatever you have, documents that you believe that it can strengthen your application, it can increase the number of chances of your selection. You need to put all the documents in one file named as supporting documents, and you need to merge all the files within one file, and then you need to apply and you need to upload that supporting documents in the last of your application portal. And it is very important if you have some achievement like best teacher certification, like you have publication, like if you are gold medalist, like you have some research and other better documentation that can strengthen your application. You need to use that supporting documents, and then you need to merge all the files into one PDF file, and then you need to put that supporting document at the end of your application portal. So it was all about the documentation. And when you have prepared all the documents that I have just explained, you can put your all the documents in JPG format, and you can put also these all documents in PDF format as well, because both formats are acceptable. I strongly recommend you to use Cam Scanner, and you can put your all the documents in PDF format. And these documents are not only compulsory for China, but also compulsory for other foreign universities as well. So I hope this session is helpful for all of you, and it was all about for today. Thank you once again for listening me, supporting me. Take care, stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.